Let me get this straight. You're so obsessed with Donald Trump. You decided to leave your country in 2019, set up shop in Texas on a non-immigrant visa. You decided to become a business owner and build franchises of a burger joint called Trump's Burger. And at first when I guess I read too fast because I thought this was Donald Trump's business. Come to find out, Donald Trump is not associated with this at all, nor does he probably even know that man exists. I'm just curious, by calling this business Trump's Burger, did you think it would win the American people over, like they wouldn't view you as the immigrant you are? Did you think that you would have a proximity to whiteness, or maybe Trump by chance would notice you? Got you nowhere, sweetheart, but a sweet ticket back to your country, because ICE is trying to deport you. They said they don't care nothing about your political stance. You are considered an illegal immigrant, and you got to go.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Trending Pulse Worldwide. My name is Amy, and if you're new here, this is where we talk about the stories that get people talking all across the world. Now, this story right here is one of those moments people online call a real MAGA FAFO moment, where someone thought they were safe because they supported the system, but in the end, that same system turned on them. And we're talking about the owner of the Trump Burger restaurant in Texas. And he wasn't just a Trump supporter, he built his whole business identity around it. Talk about the signs, the name, everything. He stood proud with the MAGA movement, voted for Trump, believed in him, and even celebrated him through his business. But despite all that loyalty, he still ended up facing deportation. And that is what makes this story sting the most. So let's take a look at what people have to say, then I'll be back and we can talk about it.
Well, this is embarrassing for sure. Now, I'm not trying to use this as a we told you so moment, because this situation is absolutely fucked and nobody should have to go through this. But yeah, we did warn you. We did. The co-owner of Trump Burger, yes, an actual restaurant in Texas where you can order a Melania crispy chicken, is now facing deportation by none other than the Trump administration's immigration force. This is Roland Merez Bieni, or as he calls himself on Instagram, the culinary tycoon, which is a brave choice of words considering food critics have said that the only thing Trump Burger is tycooning is blandness. Anyways, Bieni came to the U.S. from Lebanon in 2019 on a visitor's visa. That visa expired in February of 2024, and he still decided to stay and vote for Donald Trump. Now, obviously, ICE was like, hey girl, that combo meal does not come with a citazenship status. And they then arrested him in May. He's now in deportation proceedings because his green card was allegedly based in a fraudulent marriage. Girl, why would you vote for Trump if you were gonna be this messy?
Owner of Trump Burger, a Trump-themed burger joint in Houston, Texas, is now facing deportation under the Trump administration. Yes, this is a real story. According to KHOU 11, Roland Bieni, who's 28 years old, owns and operates a Houston area Trump-themed burger joint called Trump Burger. Well, now he's facing deportation. He entered the country back in 2019, but overstayed his visa. He was supposed to leave by February 12, 2024, but continued staying in the country. And according to an ICE spokesperson, he doesn't have any immigration benefits that would prevent him from being arrested or removed from the country. He was arrested on May 16th. On June 13th, he was granted bond by an immigration judge, but is now facing deportation. He literally owns and operates Trump Burger, a Trump-themed burger joint, and he's about to be deported by the Trump administration.
Meet Roland. Roland is an immigrant from Lebanon who came to the United States in 2019 and thought to himself, you know what this country really needs? A burger joint dedicated to Donald J. Trump. So he opened up Trump Burgers in Texas. Where else? With Trump flags everywhere and Trump branded buns and MAGA merch. It was basically QAnon themed in and out. And he actually did pretty good for himself. He was even opening up new locations as recently as 2024. Fast forward to 2025, and ICE shows up. Not to thank him for his support. They basically knocked on the door and said, hey, Roland, get in the fucking van. You see, he thought he was safe because he's a permanent resident, but they revoked his green card. Now he's facing deportation under the same exact Trump policies that he was out here celebrating not that long ago, with a side of fries. Poor Roland really thought that he was one of the good ones. And I don't know when these pro-MAGA immigrants are going to get it. Trump's immigration policy is not going to skip you because you put his fucking face on a combo meal. He literally ran on mass deportations. He called immigrants animals. He said they're poisoning the blood of America. They're invading. This is what he said about you. But maybe Roland thought, he's not talking about me. I did it the right way. I imagine that right about now, Roland is finding out that it was never about doing it the right way. It was never about legal or illegal immigration. And it's always been about maintaining that white majority. You know what makes it worse is that Roland's landlord took over one of his Trump burger locations and named it MAGA Burgers USA. He's getting deported and gentrified all at the same time.
The owner of Trump Burger, he went into business, I guess, with a friend or an associate to open up Trump Burger. It's this restaurant here. The two owners get into a business dispute. They take it to the courthouse all the way up. The dude suing the other owner of Trump Burger, he can't show up to the hearing because he's in ICE detention. Before the case could really, complete and maybe he would get his ownership back, he somehow ends up in ICE detention with his green card revoked. They took throwing somebody under the bus to a whole other level. He really threw his ass in alligator Alcatraz. You want to talk about cutthroat business?
Now, here's where the irony kicks in, because at the time, a lot of immigrants thought that by supporting tough on immigration policies, they would somehow be seen differently, maybe even protected because they were showing loyalty. But the truth is, the law doesn't stop and ask who you voted for. It doesn't care if you put up a giant Trump sign or if you named your restaurant after him, because when immigration enforcement comes, it comes for everyone. And that's why this story became such a talking point. To many people, it felt like a reality check. Supporting a movement that doesn't actually support you can backfire. He worked hard, he was living the so-called American dream, but the same system he cheered for ended up being the one that knocked him down. And this wasn't just about one man losing his business. It was bigger than that. It was about how fragile the immigration experience is in America. How you can do everything right in your eyes, pay taxes, build a life, even align yourself politically, but at the end of the day, your status is what matters most. And when that status is questioned, all the loyalty in the world won't save you. And that's why people keep bringing up this story even now. It's one of those unforgettable reminders that politics has consequences, sometimes for the very people who never imagined they'd be caught up in them. So guys, what do you think about this? Do you feel like he was just unlucky, or do you see it as one of those MAGA FAFO moments where the system simply did what it was always going to do? Let me know in the comments, because I really want to hear your take on this. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Trending Pulse Worldwide for more stories just like this. Thank you so much for sticking around. My name is Amy, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.